Have you ever saved someone's life without realizing it? I've never thought of myself as someone who changes lives. I'm just average. I work, I scroll, I overthink. But one night last year, something happened that completely changed how I see people and how I see myself. It was late, close to midnight, and I couldn't sleep. My mind was racing, so I decided to go for a quick walk in the park near my apartment. It was one of those cold, quiet nights where everything feels still. Just the sound of wind and my footsteps on the path. That's when I saw him. A guy sitting alone on a bench under one of the streetlights. Totally still. Hood pulled up, hands shoved into his pockets, just staring straight ahead. At first, I figured he was waiting for someone, or maybe just needed air. But something about him felt off. You know that gut feeling you get when something isn't right? I almost ignored it, but as I passed him, I stopped. I turned around and said, "Hey, you okay?" He didn't respond right away. Then he looked up at me, eyes red, and said, "Yeah, I'm fine." But he wasn't. You could feel it. I hesitated for a second. It felt weird talking to a stranger in the middle of the night, but something in me said, "Don't walk away." So I sat down. Not too close, just at the far end of the bench. I said, "It's cold out here. You waiting for someone?" He gave this small, broken laugh. Then he started talking. He told me how everything had been falling apart, losing his job, his girlfriend leaving, even his dog dying a few weeks earlier. He said it in this flat, quiet tone, like he'd already given up. I didn't know what to say, so I didn't try to fix it. I just listened. Every now and then, I'd say something small, like how life piles up sometimes or how things can't stay bad forever. He nodded a few times, even smiled a little when I joked that the park at midnight probably wasn't the best place for deep life reflection. We talked for maybe 20 minutes. Then he looked at me and said, "Thanks for talking to me." Most people would have just kept walking. I told him, "It's no big deal. Take care of yourself, okay?" He nodded, stood up, and walked away. I went home feeling strange. Not bad, just thoughtful. Like I'd brushed up against something fragile without realizing it. A week later, I was walking through that same park again, this time in daylight. Near the entrance, there's a small bulletin board for community flyers and lost pets. And there, right in the middle, was a handwritten note. It said, "To the girl who talked to me on the bench last Tuesday night, thank you. You saved my life." I was going to end it, but you made me feel seen again. I just stood there staring at it, my heart pounding. I read it over and over, realizing what he meant, realizing how close he'd been to giving up that night. And how something as small as stopping to ask if he was okay had pulled him back. I never saw him again, but I think about him every time I see someone sitting alone, looking like the world's too heavy. Because now I know. You never really know what someone's going through. And sometimes, the smallest words, the tiniest bit of kindness, can literally save a life.